Welcome back for another journey on our vintage story adventure. In this episode, we explore one of the more controversial features in the game, prospecting. I think that's a really intuitive way to design finding ores, to be honest. I spent 50 years of my life panning and find some lore, so I can't really believe I just spent probably over an hour sifting through all that bony soil, and I have a close encounter with the wildlife once again. And there's wolves as well. That's just great. That is doubly great. Without saying anything more, let's jump straight back into where we left off. Well, we are back for another episode in the middle of winter. I am in desperate need of copper, so I'm going to go out and get some real quick, because I have none left, and this is my last pickaxe. So if I don't go and get some, I am heading all the way back to the Stone Age. So I'm going to head out and do that real quick. And then we can probably start looking at getting a beehive kiln, making some glass. Oh, I could also do with getting a prospecting pick finally made so I can go looking for tin. I have not seen any tin at all yet. And I think the treasure hunter guy, Innis, he wanted a tin bronze pickaxe for something. I'm not too sure. And he said he's got something special for us if we get that to him. So I'll go ahead and get some copper real quick, and then we can get to work on that. I've still got a few deposits around my base that are intact for copper, but bar that, the majority of them are up in the desert still. So I will have to go there at some point if I want more copper, but for now this'll do. It can keep me out of going towards the Stone Age at least. Well, there's the first vein dug out. I mean, it gave me 9 bars worth of copper, so that's not too bad. I'll go dig the other veins out as well, since I'm doing it right now. I might as well just collect it all. Well, the other hole didn't have that much copper in it. It had 16 chunks of poor native copper, which isn't too good to be honest. And this third one was the first hole I originally dug to get some copper. So I could run over here and get some more real quick, but it's about to go dark. You know what? Forget it. I'll do it. Well, that's both deposits dug out. I actually came over and dug both the ones on the map. There was another one over here somewhere. I decided since it's basically nighttime and I'm already here, I might as well get them. Now I head back, and I think I'm going to grab some bony soil on the way back, because I want to try panning for items during the night. So I was told that I can get some interesting items from panning, so I'd like to give it a go at least. Now the person who said to pan told me that bony soil is probably the best bet for some decent items, so I'm going to grab this little bit here. This should be enough to just give it a test. I don't know if I'll actually get anything decent. What I'm looking for mainly is temporal gears, because I'd like to use that translocator, or at least try and get it set up. So after grabbing all those copper veins, we've ended up with roughly about 20 bars worth of copper. Technically a bit more if I make it all into black bronze, which I'm probably going to do. So I'll throw that onto fire, and then we're going to get started panning. So we've got our copper firing off in the background there. Well, black bronze technically. And here's the panning guide. Now, judging by this is probably something I should have been doing earlier game, but I thought I'd give it a go. You know, you never know what you'll find. So, panning. There's gold in those hills. Panning allows the player to obtain small quantities of copper and a few other types of nuggets, as well as other items. It is a useful way to obtain copper nuggets in the early game if you're not finding enough through exploring. Well, I got pretty fortunate in that aspect. All the player needs for panning are a wooden pan, which you make with a log and a knife. Yeah, that makes sense since it's early game. Water to stand in, and either sand, gravel, or bony soil, which we collected before. Muddy gravel will not work. Simply stand in the water, right mouse click with the pan on the material to be sifted, and then right mouse click once again to start sifting. Each block of material has 8 charges for the pan. Stone type of the sand and gravel makes no difference in the results, aside from... oh, that's a spelling mistake there. Aside from the stones that you obtain from it. Sand and gravel produce the same results. Bony soil, however, will produce a much different set of results from sand and gravel. And this is why I went and got the bony soil. Hopefully there's something good in there. Just before I start, the black bronze is done, so I'm going to pour that into a pickaxe. Another shovel, because I'm running low on shovels. My axe is low there, but I have another one in my inventory that is almost full HP, so it's not too bad. And then I'll make the rest of these into ingots. Well, for this to work, I believe all I've got to do is get my pan out, stand in this water, right-click it, and then sift away. This could take a while. I don't even know if I'm going to get anything. So, I guess I'll report back when I do actually get something. Well, I just finished panning those 6 bony soil. I ended up with 7 flax fibers, 14 bones, which, I mean, kind of expected, it's bony soil, right? Single nugget of silver, a copper arrowhead, a tuning cylinder, cultured tavern. Tunes the resonator to the right frequency to hear the... oh. I have no clue what this is. So it'll just go in a chest for now. And I got a flint arrowhead. So all in all, it's not bad. It takes quite a while to do. I have a stack of gravel. Well, nearly a stack of gravel. And I'm just going to pan through this for the rest of the night. I'll just finish it all, and then I'll show you what I've got. Probably not going to be that interesting, to be honest. Well, I can't really believe I just spent 30 minutes panning 50 gravel, but I did. And we ended up with 11 quartz chunks, 59 conglomerate stones. We ended up with 48 copper nuggets, which isn't bad. I mean, for 30 minutes work, and if you're really struggling to find copper, it's probably a pretty good deal, to be fair. Probably should have done this earlier on in the game if I'd noticed, or known about it, I should say. 9 blue clay. I've never even seen blue clay. I suppose it's just a different form of red clay, isn't it? 8 clear quartz, 3 flint spearheads, 49 regular flint, which isn't bad. A single gold nugget, a silver chain, which has no text or anything. I don't know if a trader will buy that. Piece of lapis lazuli, I should say. A single piece of sphalerite, which is just zinc, which is kind of handy, but it'd be better if it was tin or something, because I actually need tin at the moment. A copper spearhead, which is pretty good, I'd say. 3 rusty gears, it's not too bad. 4 copper arrowheads, not including that one, because that one came from the bony soil. Oh, and 5 flint arrowheads. Not that one. I separated them wrong. But that's not too bad, honestly. For 30 minutes, just sat there panning, it's not too entertaining. So I'd guess it's really a last resort. You probably get better stuff panning through bony soil if you manage to find a lot of it. Which I am going to go look for, actually, saying that. Because I do have quite a bit of ruin outside of my base. So I don't know if you can see, but under here, looks like there's a load of little, like, gravestone things. So I'm guessing this bit is actually a graveyard. I noticed it when I was getting the copper from up there. Like, on the angle, I couldn't really see it very well. And when this ice is normally water, it's a bit more darker. So I'm going to dig down. Hopefully, underneath these is some bony soil. It makes sense since they look like graves. It might be a bit of a pain since there's probably water. Yeah, that is a gravestone. So that gives me a bit of hope. I'm going to get digging real quick. Try and excavate all this, I suppose. Well, it's probably not the best idea to be doing all this in the winter. Well, it's still pretty freezing. You can see I'm shaking my head off right now. But, you know, anything for the bony soil, right? Can't really say I'm too surprised to find some sort of dungeon underneath a graveyard. At least there's more bony soil in here, actually, saying that. And a lot of skeletons. I'm probably going to hell for doing all that grave robbing. But I did walk away with 77 bony soil. That is a lot. It's going to take me forever to sort through. I mean, I'm going to do it. I want to see what they drop. Obviously, they had a few more interesting bits in them than the conglomerate. Well, the gravel. I've not tried sand. I imagine it's the same as gravel, really. I need to head back into the fire and get myself warm. Otherwise, I'm just going to start taking damage at this point. So my inventory's empty. Stomach is full. A bowtorn has fallen into the pit. It is time to start panning. So I can't really believe I just spent probably over an hour sifting through all that bony soil, but what we got was pretty damn good. We got 5 lore entries, it seems. We got 2 of these dark beige ones, a brick red one, which seems to have lore about a guy called Tobias, and 2 of these dark grey ones, which have lore about a guy called Jonas. Now, I am not too sure whether they're going to be single pages or not, but it doesn't really matter too much. We got 2 temporal gears, which is great, because that means I've got 3 now, and I think the translocator required 3. So I can go throw those into there, and hopefully it'll teleport us somewhere cool. Don't know where else it'd take us. I ended up getting 9 rusty gears, which is pretty good. I won't complain at that. Ended up getting 5 copper spearheads. I think the max stack is 4, because I can't seem to stack that one into that stack. 53 flint arrowheads, kind of useless. 25 copper arrowheads. Now that's pretty good. I can make some arrows out of them. Saves me having to craft them. 3 candles, which is pretty damn good, I gotta say, because I can now make some lanterns with that. That was the one thing that was basically keeping me back from making any. I got a bronze armlet, which is just another case like that silver chain. I don't know if a trader will buy it or something. Other than that, I guess it's just character flair, you know, decoration, customization, I guess. Another piece of native gold. 7 pieces of native silver, which is pretty good. I won't complain. 5 rough emeralds. 9 rough peridotes. 3 rough diamonds. Now, I'm not sure if there's anyone who will actually buy these, but if they do, that would be grand. 10 bony rib cages, which, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It was bones. Then, obviously, I got 2.5 stacks of bones as well, but That was kind of a given it was bony soil. Ended up with 76 flax fibers, which is roughly 1 per every piece of dirt, which is pretty damn good. It's like, what, 5 pieces of linen right there? I'm not complaining at that. And then a piece of copper lamellae, which I thought was a bit random, but we'll take that. Okay, so the orange law book does not work. Let's just try this brick red one and see if this one works. There it is with the ominous music again. So that one does work, but for some reason the orange one doesn't. So I guess we'll take that. Can we use it again? Nope, it just opens itself up. Well, we'll read it through the journal. Okay, so ignore the fact that it's now daytime. I had to sleep because there was so many drifters outside. And they were all just constantly making a racket that it would just interrupt the reading. But anyway, this is Reflection, a diary from a person called Tobias. That's all I know. I am not the reflective type. I was taught from a young age that life is better treated as a task. There is work to be done, so do it and do not complain. Thinking seemed like a luxury. I still follow that creed, but I have, in my time, come to see the power of thought. Thought has lifted me out of despairing poverty. Thought has given my village the strength to survive the harsher seasons. Thought has seen my people raise their voices in hope for the first time in years. I am speaking, of course, of him, my friend and companion Jonas Folks. Our task here will be done in some few days. I wish to make record of the events that have transpired until this point. I do not know if any will live to read this, but I cannot leave it be. Madness compels me to write, though I am no learned master. This task would be better set for Jonas, but he is in no condition to complete it. I digress. Allow me to start from the beginning, and forgive my shortcomings. Well, this diary seems to talk about a guy called Jonas Folks, which actually we do have 2 law books about him. I suppose I'll read these ones now, but I might save the other ones for another time, just to spread it out a bit over the episodes, unless otherwise people would want me to read them as soon as I get them. So we'll just go ahead and add both of these to our journal. Part 1. Oh, part 1 of 1. Oh, that was 2 separate ones, but they're both about Jonas. I should have just waited to add them both. I just assumed that the second book wouldn't work. So that was Confession, and we also have Breakdown. So I'll read these 2, so we can learn a bit more about Jonas. No clue who the guy is, but he was mentioned in Tobias's diary, so that would be ideal. Now, I'm not sure if these unlock in a chronological order or not, but we ended up getting Breakdown first, so we'll read this one. So here goes Breakdown. Constant clamoring, people shouting. I'm worried. Things were quieter before. We had almost given up. Nobody spoke. We just desperately worked on the project. But now it's almost time to wake it, and the people are excited. They're too excited. They don't know. They don't understand. I don't even understand it. What have we created? What greater doom have we wrought upon ourselves? We should have all died. Maybe we should have all just died when the rot came for us. I've begun to see things, even when I'm not gazing through the lens. Walking down the halls, looking at the prints, suddenly my vision shifts and I'm in a world I cannot comprehend. I am in the other world, and it is leaking into this one. I've begun to notice its effects. My creations, cherished by the people and without which this project would never succeed. They are strange to me now. There is something wrong with them. It is the otherworldliness I have given to them. An eidolon was found 2 shifts ago with blood and mutilation splattered across its plates. Workmen. Wrote it off as an accident, but I know better. So judging by all this Jonas guy is a machinist, a creator, an inventor. I'm not really too sure. I can't really gather much off of this one. But he seems to create machines, and he's obviously started a project of something. I'm guessing when he says he's gazing through a lens, he's actually looking into the dimension where these creatures come from, the drifters and whatnot. That would be the only logical conclusion to all this, since, I mean, this is basically what happens when we get hit with a temporal rift or whatever. So, I mean, it makes complete sense. But the better question is, what is the lens? And why are his machines starting to murder people? There are just too many questions which are unanswered. Like, what is the rot, for example? Still don't know much about that either. I just love being permanently interrupted by drifters that keep wandering over to my door. Anyway, we'll read the next Jonas Law part, which is called Confession. I led these people here, down to these hellish depths. Gave them up to darkness and starvation like lambs to the altar. And for what? This monstrous creation. I fear to recognize it as my child. The common people look upon it as though it was salvation, as though it were God itself, and they see me as the Messiah. I walk amongst their halls and shelters, and I shudder at what remains of humanity. They dwell in filth and hunger. Civil services have collapsed under the long, unbearable weight of the endeavour. These men and women have no means of rubbish disposal. Many of them have already been stricken by rot. If any other soul should wander through their dwellings, they would tear them apart from the ligaments in search of food. And yet, they by some power withstand their hunger when they gaze upon me. They weep for joy and offer me what meagre supplies they have. Oh God, please help me. I am still your faithful servant. So what I'm gathering by this is this Jonas Fox guy had led everyone underground, probably to escape the rot from what it seems. Now, whatever he's been cooking up has just is not looking good. He's scared of it, nobody else can see it, and they all praise it. And he's now disgusted by the fact that humanity has just been reduced to whatever is going on down there. And yet everyone seems to treat him like a god, and he is just completely unsure of what to do. It seems like he's made a massive mistake of whatever it is. While I'm just stood here waiting for this bronze to heat up, I've been debating for about a month now whether I should just create a small series where I read through all the lore entries like the 3 we just read. I know a few people have been certainly enjoying that part, and I'm not overly fussed about having parts spoiled for me. Honestly, I'm pretty invested in the seemingly eldritch themes going on. I'm quite curious to the backstory that the game has, and maybe doing a bit of theory crafting or something. I imagine there's probably like wiki entries for the lore and stuff, so I'd be able to pull it from there or other sources. So let me know what you guys think. I've already got a few ideas in mind personally, and they wouldn't be replacing these videos. They'd just be, you know, a small little treat on the side. Because after just reading those 3 entries, I am just kind of hooked and glued to what this could be about. So bronze is finished heating up. We're going to make a black bronze prospecting pick. Prospecting picks let you probe the ground and search for areas enriched for ore. Now that is going to be very helpful for finding tin or whatever I need. So probably iron. So we'll get one of these made, and then we're probably going to go look for some of that. Hopefully we can find something, figure out how to work this. If not, well, we're just a bit screwed. Bish, bash, bosh. It is done. We'll throw that in here to cool off. Alright, so it's daytime. We've got our freshly made tools. I think we've done enough yapping for the moment. We're going to head out and go look for some ores. I'm not sure how this prospecting pick actually works. There's 2 modes on it, density search mode and node search mode. One says it's long range and chance base, and the other one is short range and exact search. Now, like I just said, no clue how it works, so I'll figure it out on the fly, I guess. I'm going to head out a bit outside of the base, just to not dig up around here. Otherwise, it could go... I just don't want to mess the place up, really. I don't know how this specifically works. I'll just go test it real quick. It's a pickaxe, so it should work on stone, right? What's it say? It says, okay, you need 2 more samples. Does it work like this? Still needs 2 more samples. What if I hit a different rock? No, still 2? 1 more sample. Okay, I'm not sure if it's ranged base or if it's just... 1 more. 1 more. Let's try over here. Okay, so that worked. It says, found 4 traces of ore in this area. Oh, there's a guide for it. Oh, well, maybe I should actually read that. Poor cinnabar. Hematite is iron, which is what we want, but it's very poor. It's probably not that good. We probably want a better reading than that. There's bismuthine, which I'm pretty sure is bronze, or you can use it for bronze, and galena is lead. And there's also borax and emerald. Although I know there's borax around here because I've seen some in caves. That's added a little marker to our map as well, which is pretty handy. Let's just test if it's ranged base. If that worked over there, that should work there. What if I go back to the same one? Does that count? No, that does not count. What about up there? Will that work? It does work. Okay, so there's 3 traces of ore in this place. More of the same, basically. Apart from there's a rondo crocite. Never heard of that. It doesn't actually say what it's used for. There is no iron anymore. So that's interesting. So maybe the iron is further located over this way. Oh, the marker has changed. Is that because it's a different marker, or am I getting closer to something? Okay, so that one's 0.21% of Simbar, and that one is 0.29. So the color's gone lighter. I'm guessing it goes off the highest percentage, or at least whatever the quality. Is it quality? Poor, very poor? The amount? Either way. So I guess quantity. So I'm guessing if I go over this way, I might find that there's more iron. Let's try it over on this wall over here. Oh, that's a boton. Alright, so that one is better. Found there's 6 traces of ore in this one. Cinnabar or hematite. Okay, so there's more iron over this direction. So I wonder how that works. Also, lead, copper, borax, and something else. I missed it. How does this work? I assume it's got to be going off the traces of the top one, right? Maybe if I go further north. Let's just go north and try it. Let's try over this way. Let's just do one here. It's pretty straightforward, this is. I thought it'd be a bit... Well, I wasn't sure how it'd be, to be honest. Alright, so we've got less iron, more cinnabar... Well, less cinnabar as well. And more lead. Okay, so this one's yellow still. So it must go off the quality or quantity. I assume that's quantity. Because it's yellow again. And they're both decent. That one is poor, a dark shade. And that one, oh, saying that one, that one's also poor, but also a dark shade. There's lots of caves around here I've not been in. Maybe I should start looking in some of these as well. Okay, whoa, 8 traces of ore. Okay, so this one's got iron, cinnabar, lead, copper. I think cassiterite is also bronze. Oh, it's tin. Oh, but it's 0.01%. Yeah, I definitely ain't gonna be digging for that. What's pentlandite? Oh, that's nickel. Okay. But there's better hematite. Okay, so they're all poor. So I don't really want to be digging for these, right? Surely there's better readings. Maybe I go off into the desert where all these ores were and give it a dig up there. That might yield some better successes. Actually, let's check in at Sprig. I want to see what he's selling. Hello, Sprig. How are we doing? That was very short. Okay, so he's got a bismuth bronze pickaxe, which I don't need. He's also got a black bronze pickaxe. I don't need either of these. Might buy some black bronze arrows off of him. Oh, why are you not selling a tin bronze pickaxe? That could save me so much time. Having to purchase, or having to find tin actually. Maybe I just wait for you to reset. That might be a good idea. You are a pain, Sprig. Why can you not sell a tin bronze pickaxe instead of a bismuth one and a black bronze one? The one thing I actually need from you. I might come back and buy your arrows. In fact, I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to go back real quick and get some gears for those. It is actually really nice running back and just seeing the house. It just shows how much progress I've made since that first episode where that was my house for the longest time. I'm sure plenty of you are going to call me lazy for purchasing these arrows, but at the end of the day, it saves me a lot of time. And 12 gears isn't really that many when he buys black bronze items, and I can make so much of that. So it's not an issue for me. So I will happily take those. You don't actually have anything else I need, so see you again, Sprig. I know I said I wasn't going to dig near my base, but I just want to see if this iron is going to get any higher or not. If it's not, I'm going straight to the desert. Okay, that one wasn't far enough. Okay, so there is a bit of iron, but it's minuscule, so it's not even worth registering on the pick, I guess. I think I'll just head up to the desert in this case. Hopefully there's tin up there. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting playing the waiting game with Sprig forever. Well, I said I was going to go to the desert, but actually I'm going to go get that fire clay finally to make some fire bricks, I think they are. It's a bit too late to run out there this time, because the days are shorter in winter. So it's quicker to just, well, I wouldn't make it there until it's dark, and I don't really want to be sitting around, so I can do something else until the morning. While I'm here, I might as well grab the black coal as well, since I can use this to refire and reheat my black bronze ingot. I always seem to struggle with remembering what they're called, and I don't know why. I think it burns at a higher temperature. Yeah, it burns at 1200. Keep hearing drifters and shivers and botons down there. Hopefully nothing spawns up here, because it's still light outside, and I put a torch up there. But I'm constantly just thinking about something's going to drop on my head. Or I also remember saying that I'd dig over that way, so it looks like it leads somewhere else as well, so maybe I come back and do that. For now, I'm just focusing on this fire clay and coal. Getting through quite a chunk of it, but at the same time, I'm just... Oh, I've kind of destroyed my stairwell as well. Oops. But yeah, I'm getting there. I've mined out quite a bit. So I just found lead, and I remembered that there's an alloy you can make called molybdenum. I can't pronounce it for the life of me. Molybdenum. It's not happening. Right. But all it requires is it's 90% lead basically, and a tiny bit of copper, which is perfect. So I can use them to make lanterns. So it saves my copper. Lead doesn't really have any other uses, I don't think, apart from obviously glass panes, a night vision mask. Okay, I'm probably nowhere near getting that. I am going to harvest all this lead as well, and then I'm going to make my way out of here because my gear is getting real low. I've already been beefed by a few things. Well, I don't know how much you can see, but by the looks of it, I managed to get all the coal and all the fire clay. All while having stuff thrown at me. Yeah, there's a bit of fire clay down there, but something tells me I definitely ain't going to need to be getting any more for a while. Ooh, my screen's starting to bug out a bit. Yeah, I should definitely get out of here. Yeah, I definitely can't say I'm a fan of being out here with that music going and it being absolutely pitch black everywhere around me. I am going to return to the safety of my home. I forgot my other torch in the cave, so I've borrowed the torch off the wall. I'm currently smelting up a copper bar to make into nails because I am out of storage, and all this is not going to store itself. I really desperately need to do something with that, but I don't think it'll happen this episode. It'll probably be next episode that I actually decide to finally rearrange all this stuff. Well, doing that has actually solved my problem of having just 80 units of copper sat in one of these crucibles randomly. I've just got to wait for this to cool down, make some nails, store this stuff, and then hopefully by the time that happens, it'll be daytime and I can roll out to continue prospecting. While I'm just sat here waiting for this to cool down, thought I'd make some fire clay bricks since I've got plenty of inventory space. And it gives you a raw fire clay brick, which I'm gonna have to go put in a fit kiln, unfortunately. That's just more time out of my day tomorrow. Might just leave it for now, until we've been exploring. Maybe not. It's nights like these where it reminds me I really need to make a trapdoor system for these guys to fall into, so I can't hear them just grunting outside my door while I try and work. Oh, this is done now. Perfect. Time to make some nails. Fortunately, there's just enough copper to do this without having to... Oh, that's not good. Oh dear. Well, I managed to fix my mistake on the copper nails, fortunately. I could still hit one of the boxes up, so we went ahead and made a bunch of chests, 4 specifically. Lord knows how many chests I'm actually going to need, because I just keep flying through storage. So hopefully the last 3 that I've made are going to be enough for now, until I actually sort it all out. I also went ahead and made some wooden ladders with the remaining planks I had from... What did I use them for? Oh yeah, the plaster. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I am a fool. I forgot I should probably make another pickaxe. This one down here has got like 2 durability left, so that's why it's sat there. I was going to go out and fight all them, but by the time this is done, they'll probably be gone. What annoys me how much of this actually gets wasted, but there's all these voxels of black bronze I still could have used. Probably at least like 40 units there, so it's a bit annoying that you can't get them back, but oh well. Bang. That's done. Wait for that to cool 2 seconds and then we'll head out. Seems like everything has disappeared from my front door at least, so that's a good sign. Well, pickaxe is made. Nothing's out here apart from that. Every time. Oh, how did I miss that? How did you hit me? I'll have to show you anyway. Right, let's head off. Oh, actually, I say that. I said I'd start looting these these bowthorns people. Because people were getting annoyed at me for not doing that. Listen, this thing's not going to have anything on it. You ready? It's always the case if it would actually let me open it. Look, there you go. Nothing. And that is why I do not skin them. Well, I thought I'd do a quick stop in with Spring again, but... Look, just be lucky I'm visiting you again. So soon. It's not even time for you to have new goods yet. So it's pointless me even coming here. Suit yourself, Sprig. So while it's been nighttime, I've also been looking around, like zoomed in on my map just to see where there's traders. I think there's 2 of them so far. Yeah, there's one over here. And there's one down here. Because my render distance is set so far out, the map loads quite far, which is not an issue actually. It's helpful, but I haven't managed to spot any more. Just those 2, so I should probably pay them a visit at some point. Slight issue. I forgot. I've still got my fire bricks in my inventory. That's never good. Oh well, I can fire them when I go home. Oh, and saying that actually. Yeah. I don't have much food on me either. So hopefully I can actually find something, but even then if I do, I'm still gonna have to run back. Ooh, that's a deep cave. Oh, well, that's definitely getting marked. Oh, that's no good. That's a wolf. That's a wolf. Go on, try it, buddy. You are smoked. Only 3 arrows to kill him? Oh, yes. I fear wolves no longer. Saying that, they're not really worth harvesting. Unless they've got... No, they've only got medium hides. I'll take the fat. I don't really need the bush meat. There should be... Yeah, there's a trader up here who is also a treasure hunter. Oh, no. Shift's not a treasure hunter, is he? He's a... survival merchant or something? Oh, well, I'll check in with this guy, see what he's selling. He might have something cool. Although I am a bit far out. Hello, Shift. It has been about 6 months since I have seen you, buddy. Oh, your stuff also refreshes in less than a day. I don't really fancy going back for them. You're selling a Blackguard helm. That's pretty cool. What else are you selling? Seed vessels, tool vessels. Oh, you're selling Blackguard graves. Greaves as well. I always do that. You can sell wolf pups to this guy. Does that mean I can tame a wolf? Can I tame animals? That'd be pretty sick. I'd like a wolf running around with me. But apart from that, you've got nothing of interest on you. So I shall see you again in another 6 months. Whoa! Oh god, that's a bear. God, that stalled the life out of me. And there's wolves as well. That's just great. That is doubly great. Hopefully I can just run away, you know? I'm not in the mood for fighting. Why is it always the forest? And the bear is still chasing me. Of course it is. Why would it not be? Every single time. I don't even want to look behind me. In fact, I hope I can dupe this bear. Is it still chasing? Can't see it. I think I managed to get rid of it. Jesus. That scared the life out of me. Well, we made it to the desert at least. Let's give it a bit of a mine. Risky bloody business trying to mine out this. Every time you do, the sand just falls down. Alright, so we've got sphalerite, chromite, galena, borax, and bismuth. What is sphalerite, actually? Oh, it's, what do you call it? Zinc, isn't it? Yeah. We'll head a bit more further north. We'll just keep going north until we actually hit something decent. Okay, so there is iron in this area. Poor hematite. And it's actually a lot better than everything else. Okay, so going in this direction, the hematite is actually decreased. So if I try northwest a bit, maybe it'll get better from that side. Also, I figured we should probably check in with Temper since he's a artisan, isn't he? Well, that was rude. Don't interrupt me mid-sentence. Oh, I have just made a lot of money, I think. He's the person who will buy them gems I found. Or, not found, technically sifted for. I am going to be very rich very soon. I should probably bring all of them over and sell them to him. I'm not selling fire clay to him. What else are you buying? Little blankets, planters. You can make planters, that's pretty cool. I thought you could only do flower pots, like that. It's not. You buy peat bricks as well. That's at least like 50 gears right there that I could sell to him. I could be a rich man. I will have to return to you at some point, Temper. So we're actually getting a bit closer now. I guess my decision to go northwest was the correct one. I might have gone a bit too far, actually. I'll circle back and do one here. But that said we've got high traces of hematite, which is iron, which is perfect. So looping back, this one has got decent hematite. That one has got high hematite. So I was right. It's probably in this area here. Well, hopefully. I don't know if you can get any more higher than high for a reading, but we'll find out. Okay, so this one's got very high. The leaves a little trail, actually. So from poor to decent again, to high, to very high. So I wonder if I go any further up here, if it can get any higher than very high. I'm not too sure if it can, but if there is, it should be around here somewhere, I imagine. Okay, for this next one, it's gone down the further I've gone up. So maybe if I go across here somewhere, it might be a bit better. I'm not too sure. I don't think we'll probably get any higher than 4.48. That's quite a lot. That's almost guaranteed to find some if I dig down, I think. Well, I'd like to imagine. Okay, so this one is very high again, but it's only 3.83% chance. The one over here is 4.48. So it's probably better off to dig somewhere between here and there. I'm not really too sure. It might actually just be best to dig on that spot right here. So I'll probably go do that. And then hopefully we actually run into some. 5% seems like it's a lot. I'm not sure if it works off of like 5% of blocks in like a chunk or iron ore or something? Because if that was the case, then surely the whole chunk would have a layer going across. I'm not sure. Or unless that's like the quality of it. I've got to say, I like how it acts as like a heat map almost, with the colors changing on the waypoints depending on the values of the ores. It's a really good indicator of where it leads to. So I imagine this area here is quite densely populated. This one's not so much, and obviously the further you go out, the less likely you are to find any. I think that's a really intuitive way to design finding ores, to be honest. It's a lot better than the other game. Oh, I hear a wolf somewhere. You know, I decided since I'm actually starting to dig down, I should probably read the prospecting, like, survival handbook guide thing. So here we go. Prospecting. Ready to move on from the Copper Age? Well, I'm a bit past the Copper Age, but yeah, sure. In order to advance, you will have to find some rather rare resources to create bonds. Yeah, I mean, or you know, you can just go dig out a quartz vein, I guess. Now, density search mode. Break 3 blocks in a close proximity to sample the area for ores. The sample blocks must be located a minimum of 3 blocks apart and a maximum of 16 blocks apart. You can sample anywhere as long as you break rock. For example, when you come across a cave, an outcropping of stone, or dig through the dirt to reach solid rock. Break 1 block to start the sampling process. Move at least 3 blocks and break another block. Do this again to finish collecting your samples. So that wasn't too hard to figure out, I guess. Once your samples are completed, the chat info log will show you a reading of all prospectable resources at this location. Results are shown as ore densities. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for, not quality or quantity. A low density resource means you probably want to move on and keep prospecting until you find a medium to high density location. It might also mean you are near the edge of a deposit, so look around to see if you can find a stronger reading. Even a high density reading is no certainty to actually find ore in that exact spot, though it must be nearby. It is up to you how you then locate individual ore veins underground which the prospecting process is detected. Okay, so you can get ultra high. I thought very high might have been the max, but ultra high is probably the best reading. Cassiterite is generally found only in small quantities. This area contains about 0.3 per mile, which means roughly 0.3 out of 1,000 blocks contain this ore if the entire area were to be mined. This reading being ultra high means you have the best chance of finding this ore. Chromite is found more commonly than tin here, 0.5 per mile, but the reading is very poor because areas can be found with much higher quantities. Minuscule amounts of other ores mean there's still a very low chance you could find this ore in this area. Okay, so that makes sense. I was roughly on the mark with that one, I think. And then node search mode. If the server or game settings allow it, the prospecting pick can instead be set to node search mode using the F key, with the probe pick in hands. In this mode, the prospecting pick will probe at a much smaller radius, 2 to 8 blocks, configurable through a command, and if it finds something, there is guaranteed to be an ore vein within the vicinity. In that case, it is only a matter of finding the right direction to mine towards. Okay, so I don't know what the default for that is because I have not touched the settings at all, so presumably it'd be either 4, 5 or 6, right? We'll test it out. So I guess that means if I'm going down, I should roughly use the node search mode I'll do it every 5 blocks because I'm not actually sure what the default is. Okay, so it comes up with found the following ore nodes. Quartz, large amounts. So within however many blocks radius that is, there is quartz near me. So I'll dig down 5 more. Yeah, I wonder where the quartz is. Dig down 5 more real quick. Or actually, no, it shouldn't be 5, it should be 10 because it's already searched 5 downwards. Alright, so that's the 10th block. Let's dig this one out and see what it says again. Quartz, large amount. Oh, actually no, it says no ore node nearby. So that is outside of the range. Go down 10 more blocks. Or maybe I should do 8 actually. Once again, no ore nodes nearby. Go down. I'll just keep going until I can actually find anything. That hole is pretty deep. I'm not too sure what level ore can be found on, or iron ore I should say. Ooh. Trace amounts of native silver and quartz. So if I wanted to find more silver, I'd look for the quartz and dig that out, I guess. Oh, there we go. Hematite, medium amounts. Now, that should be within 4 or 5 blocks of us. I will try going for... Actually, no, I can go down because I have ladders. I'll go down first. Because, like I said, it should be in a disc. Hopefully. It's close by. Might not be. By this, probably isn't. Let's try this real quick. Okay, so it's still close by. which makes me question where it could be. Ooh, my gear is starting to tick down, actually. I'm that low into the ground. I'm going to start digging across on all sides until I can find it. I should only have to go 3, 4, 5. I'm not actually too sure how many. But it should be close by. If not, I can try up to 8 max. So I suppose since I've not found any this end, I should probably pro-pick it again just to see if it's close or not. Okay, so I'm definitely close to it here. It's gone up, actually, saying that. It's now very large amounts. So it's definitely over this side. Maybe I should just start digging out the entire area. In fact, I'll probably do that. Though saying that, it's more likely to be below if it was down. Oddly enough, that's just right there. Is how you prospect, I guess. That's pretty simple. I was expecting it to be harder by the comments, to be honest. Now, to just spend forever digging this out as much as I can. I am out of food, so I'll have to go back at some point. But hopefully we can get a good amount of this. Something tells me I might be pushing my luck with how much I've mined out here. You know, I've got roughly 3.5 stacks. My food is about to deplete, and my gear is getting awfully low. And there's also a bow torn shooting at me from somewhere. I actually have no clue where it is, though. Where is it shooting me from? I can just hear it. Oh, there it is. Can't get me over here. Right, I'll skin this one because it's actually a level 2 one. Wait, where did it spawn? There is so much iron. Like, it's unbelievable. I'm not going to be able to collect all this. I even missed a bit down there. I guess I'll have to come back. That's the only option, really. I better get myself out of here, though. And get myself to temper for them. Well, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button since you made it this far. There's a playlist on the left if you want more vintage story action from me. And as always, I'll be posting more. See you later. Subscribe.